Hello, everyone. Welcome to QuiltNCode in our Rejuvenating Stitches studio with our Hankie Live challenge today. I have brought my mom along to save me, I hope, because I can't seem to come up with a 3D element that I want for my, my table runner. So let us just catch you up. We have been working, the whole Hankie challenge is designed as a designer's space. So I am designing as we go. Some things work, some things don't, and I appreciate your patience as I work through my design process. The whole idea is that anyone can design, anyone can create their own things, and it's not always a smooth, easy process. Sometimes it is very messy and dirty and frustrating. And so I wanted you to see that even though we come out with gorgeous items like this wonderful bag that we created a couple months ago and this beautiful notebook cover that just absolutely took a life of its own, you saw during that process that it's just not sometimes an easy thing. Sometimes things take longer than you think they are. Sometimes things don't measure the right way and you have to readjust and that type of thing. So I have hit my wall with the table runner, and that is that I'm desperate for a bit of a 3D element in this table runner. And so I've tried twice now to guide through something that I thought would work, and it didn't. So third time's a charm. I brought somebody in to make it work.
Right.
And so the things that we have completed already are squares. Oh, I should show you. I'll use my little camera here. This is the main project. So we designed the main project. These are the blocks, and then the big blocks down here at the end are going to be these gorgeous little these gorgeous butterflies. And I don't know if they're done yet or not. I might put something up here. I don't know yet. But right now, these are the main blocks. And then I have chosen a couple weeks ago. I finally got to the main block, and that is this block right here. And so that's the main block. Last week I started playing with how can I bring in some of my lace elements or my crocheted elements. And so last week we started adding some crochet because I was done. I'm done with trying to figure out how to make that 3D element work. So I am not sure if I'm done with these either. There is the thought that I might put in, like I put in some flowers and some stuff with some hand embroidery. I am playing with Sue Spargo hand embroidery stuff. And so I'm like, ooh, maybe I can bring in some flowers and some other stuff. And so this may not be done yet either. And that's great. I'm ecstatic that it just keeps growing into something that it wasn't in my head originally. And that's all part of the design process. Today, what we're going to show you how to do is, well, first of all, do you have your beverage with you today? My beverage is a boring, it is an original Lipton tea bag with some delicious honey in it. We're completely out at the shop here. It's a Monday, okay? We're completely out of cream. We're completely out of even the dry creamer. It's ridiculous. And my mom's refrigerator went out over the weekend. And it is drama here at the shop. So I am so glad I am up here in my quiet studio with the door closed, at least for the next 15, 20 minutes. Okay, so I hope you're enjoying your beverage of choice. Today is tea, which means I don't know how the afternoon is going to go. I'll probably be falling asleep on my long arm at 2 o'clock.
We'll get you some creamer.
And Lanny is in the back saying, I'm going to get you some creamer. It's going to be fine. And then we have a guest producer today, Miriam, my intern, is up here and helping learn all the technical stuff so that Lanny can get a break. And they will be starting to help us run things. Woo! So, and finally, okay. So they. Hi, Sue Ellen. And so my mom has finally created. So this is where we're sort of heading today. is that we're going to teach you how to do yo-yos. Okay?
I've done it before, I think.
Yes, we've taught you how to do yo-yos before, but we thought that maybe the yo-yo might be the answer to some of the issues that I've been trying to figure out in creating our 3D element. And so yo-yos come in a variety of sizes. And so this is a big one, and this is a
bigger one.
Huge yo-yo. This is going to be the size that this one finishes at. So this is, you know, this one right here that Mom just made started with this yo-yo maker and turned into that little itty bitty thing right there. And so the idea here is that I want to add, so this is not the fabric we're using. We were just like, let's see if this will work, although this is absolutely gorgeous. So I want to add, sorry, I took away your yo-yo maker. I want to make a flower with my lace, and I kind of want the yo-yo to be the center of it. So I'm going to let Mom show how to make the yo-yo. And then I am going to continue to play with my lace over here to see if I can make this work in my piece. And so, Lanny, are we in screen? Awesome. Okay. So
what I'm going to do, what I did is I started with the, this is the size of the yo-yo maker. And I started by using the outer side to make a circle. I'm going to cut it just slightly larger than the circle, but then I wound up having to cut it down, so I may not have to. But I got to thinking when she was showing you the size of the yo-yo maker that you start with and the size of the yo-yo that turns out, we have this iron-on gridded interfacing, and it comes in 1 inch,
½ inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inch.
But those are the finished sizes. I mean,
finished sizes are ½ inch.
So you start with a 1 inch.
Yes.
And then you have the little 1 inch squares. It's like, it looks like it's really, really hard. We'll have to bring it up next week and show it off.
Yeah, because I am all for shortcuts, man.
And you take your little 1 inch squares, and with what I designed was a pincushion. And you put your 1 inch squares down on your interfacing. Then we get them all on, you iron them down, and you can use glue sticks to hold it in place until you can iron them down. And then you stitch one way on the grid, and then you clip the corners and sew the other way. And then you wind up with these squares that are like this big. And it looks like, people look at it and they say, oh, I could never do that. Well, how many have I made?
Right. Then you show them how to do it and they're like, oh, I can do that.
Yeah. And so then you put your fabric into the yo-yo holder, and you line up the lines here with there are some little nubbins on here that you line up your things, the lines on the ones with the lines on the other. And you know, it's oddly enough, the bigger ones are easier to work with.
Oh yeah. So, that's why I brought her up here.
She said, I
can't do yo-yos. I'm terrible at it.
We were talking this morning. She says, I brought you up so I wouldn't be cussing on it.
Right. Like it would just be driving me crazy. She's probably made 100 yo-yos.
And so you line it up so that when your needle goes through, you make sure that you do not, okay, I'll give you an example. If you bring it up like this and go down here, you'll never get it because it locks the stitch in. So what you do is you
knot it.
It doesn't have to be knotted.
Oh, okay.
Leave a tail.
she's doing it, not me.
Yeah, you leave a tail. Make sure that these are down. As I may have made it a little bit small, but oh, now I gotta
Well, I
figure out
know
where
why
came
you
up.
made it a little bit small. We were having problems getting the little guy to fit in. And so that might be why she made it a little bit small.
Shift the camera to the side. She's trying to actually see what she's doing, and the camera's
Okay.
Better?
Yeah. So you come up here, go down here.
Making sure you don't go over the plastic.
Right. Because that would lock your yo-yo in place and you'd never get it out.
Right, then we're in trouble.
This is basically like making a drawstring.
Yes, exactly. Lanny just said it's like making a drawstring. So that's why you don't have to tie the knot here, because you're going to pull it together at the end. And like I said, I may have made it a little bit little.
Do you want to try it again while I show them how I am gathering the lace?
Let me see.
Okay.
But you have to catch it, like this side's a little further over. So you have to catch it down like this. And that way, when you pull it all together, you have a folded instead of a raw edge.
And do we iron the finished product?
No.
No. Okay. So
you just finger press it around.
Right? Isn't that cute? Okay, wait a minute. You took my lace. Okay. So no, you keep going with that one. And then Lainey can come over. I can take my camera.
I'm going to cut another one and start over.
You got it. See, this is the design process. It's just not pretty sometimes. You've got to practice a little bit to make it work. And sometimes it takes 10 or 15, 150 tries.
That one I did in one try, but.
Right. But now you're on camera.
Right.
So, give yourself a little bit more, there. Okay. So I am treating I don't know if you're on big screen or little screen. I am treating the pieces just like I did last week. So if you didn't see last week's, what I did was I cut them into little 4-inch pieces, and then I treated them with some fray check. Instead of doing the tricot, I had my fray check right here. There it is. So I'm just using Dritz fray check. There are tons of fray check type products out on the market, and they're all fine. I just happen to always have used Dritz, so I go for Dritz. So once I cut, I gave myself that quarter, plenty of room for that 1/4 of an inch. And then I put some fray check on either side, okay? And so I am not gonna cut this piece because I want to gather it. And so what I have done here is placed in a sewn gathering stitch, okay? The first time I did it on the actual like serged part of the crocheted, and I didn't like it. And so it was not, anyway, it didn't work as well as I went right here, right along the edge of that serged stitch. To do a gathering stitch, you are simply going to increase your stitch length. Okay, so instead of your needle doing this nice and close together, you're making your stitches longer, so they're like this. And so I went to as long as I possibly could with my length of stitch. And I am going to go ahead and put my stitch into this piece. And so, sorry again, make it go up, Lainey says. Yes, good, excellent. Okay, so I am putting my needle, I want to make sure I have some good tails out here, that's nice. And I am going to put my needle right along the edge of and you can see how quickly it takes it into the machine. My machine is actually not set up to go very fast right now, but because the stitch length is so long, it is going to feed that thing right through really quick. Okay. And so then, and I'm finding that I probably need to go into the box and find some, you can see how it's already gathered. Look at that. It's already, and I haven't even done anything yet. I'm going to show you that in a second. But I'm finding that with my little gathered piece here, even though I've gathered it, it looks a lot better than it did, okay? When we were doing the other method that I was doing. But I'm still a little curly, and that's okay, because I'm going to go back in and stitch some stuff down anyway. I like this, what we're doing now, better than I like anything else we've done so far. So that was this piece right here, okay? And now I'm doing this piece. I'm wondering if now I need to go into the box and I need to find some blues that are a little bit of a shorter crochet, because I'll bet you anything, this thing is not going to do what I want it to, because I have too much crocheting out here and just doesn't want to do its thing. So what I'm doing to gather it is I am pulling just one string. When you see directions, it's going to say pull the bobbin thread. Well, I dare you to figure out which one is the bobbin thread, unless it's a different color. And I've never had a problem pulling the top thread, because surely in all these years of sewing, I have pulled the top thread. But you can see how it is gathering everything. Actually, this one's working really nicely. It's gathering everything up really, really sweetly. And so now I can bring this into maybe a nice little flowerette. Ha ha ha. Who is?
Bonnie Kruger.
Hey, Bonnie. So there we go. And then we have our little yo-yo that we can either stick in the center like that. Look at that. Oh, it's finally working. This is what I wanted. We can stick it in the center like that. Or we could turn it over and have the flat happen. But you see, I'm kind of leaning towards this part right here so that I can put a bead or some beads in the center just like that. And so poor mom is going to be stuck making me several yo-yos today, or tomorrow or the next day.
I won't be here tomorrow.
She also has to work on a wedding dress. So she's going to get the wedding dress done before she works on my yo-yos. But this is where I'm headed with my 3D element. And so now I can stick that down, and I can, I don't know, I can make some stems, or I can make, but now I'm super happy because that is going to look so good. I might even have it like, okay, so now I got to bring this over here like this. Wait a minute, I'm going to clean off the table. What? I'm going to clean off my table. I'm going to go ahead and trim this right here, which means I'm going to have to use some more fray check. I'm going to tuck you underneath, just like that. Oh, gosh, yes. Okay. Okay, get my piece of fabric. There we go. So one of these days, this needs to be out of design. Nope, I want you to go that way. And into actual production, because I have all these little elements here and I haven't finished a daggone thing. And so next week, I think we will be starting to put things together. Here we go. See, or I could just stick that sucker right there in the center. Oh my gosh, look how cute. No, I want you to go that way. So I think next week I'm going to try and get all my pieces done like this together, and mom will do my yo-yos, which I think I want to do pink centers and blue centers out of this fabric and this fabric. I might do some of these, but I doubt it. And then next week we'll start putting everything together and getting our border on so that I can show you the scalloped edge in the end. So, ooh, I'm so excited. Okay, cool. This is working. Okay, if at first you succeed, wait a minute, this is the third try. This is not if at first. So now I can act surprised. So yay, it's working. Terrific.
Well, the other thing that we did this morning that Allyson is working on Thursdays is the stripology.
Right?
And
We got distracted.
we got distracted because we're putting together the block of the month. What is it? The
Mystic Vineyard block of the month.
It's absolutely gorgeous. But I have 30 squares that I have to square. And so they're 9.5-inch squares.
I don't think she's going to get to square, but she's not getting the idea. There are 2 other people in the shop that are enjoying the stripology. She thinks she's going to get to square these things. I don't think so. Although I have long arm I have to get done. And I will today. All right, fantastic. So,
but we got it set up for the 9.5-inch square. It squared so beautifully. I think we're all ready to keep going with it.
This Thursday, I won't be doing the stripology live though. I am going to switch that to Friday because I'm teaching a stripology class on Thursday. So I'm going to switch our live to Friday at noon. And that way I can teach class on Thursday and still get you guys more information about the stripology. We are going to actually teach the JoJo class on Thursday. We were going to do it Saturday, but I have more folks that can do it on Thursday than I can on Saturday. So,
okay. Of course, my needle just came unthreaded.
So I'm going to leave you with that. And I thank you so much for joining us this morning. We were working on the Hankie Live. So if you've been following us, please make sure you like, subscribe, share all the other wonderful YouTube stuff.
Just one thing.
Uh-oh.
After you get the stitches all the way around it, you just pop it out and then pull together.
Yeah.
And that's how you make a yo-yo.
And so we will, I'm sure, have some more. We have some more videos on them. So we'll make sure that we get you a good yo-yo video out there with a little bit bigger, because maybe we need to start with a little bit bigger and then we need to start with a little itty bitty one.
Actually, I could make some of the big ones because I have a clown pattern.
Oh, there you go. So we'll make some big ones and make sure
made
we get
with stacks of yo-yos.
We could do some shorts on that. That would be awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you on Friday for our stripology live on Friday. And next Monday, we'll continue with our Hankie Challenge. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.